Minister for Education has been pushing that strongly. Today, there's a STEM roadshow that is happening by the Ministry of Education with support from the Ministry of Information, and we are bringing you live feed of that particular event. So I'm going to take you straight to the program which is coming up from the ministries here in Accra.
Here with us. We also have with us Professor Mark Adom Asamoah. He's the STEM policy advisor at the Ministry of Education. We also have with us Olivia Parry. She's a director in charge of science education at the Ghana Education Service. Madam Afra Sika Mensah, Deputy Coordinator, Free Senior High School Secretariat. She's also here with us. We also have with us lawyer Daniel Ijari. He's a special assistant to the Honorable Minister. He's here with us. Thank you, lawyer. We also have a delegation from the American Institute for Resource and Human Development. Can we have a wave from all of them? Thank you very, very, very much. Present with us, we also have Mr. Kwesi Abankwa, the head of Corporate and International Affairs at the Ministry of Education. Students of the whole school, Accra High School. We also have with us students from Aquinas Senior High School and Laboni Senior High School. Thank you, everyone. We are most grateful. May I now please invite Quick Corbin to continue. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Larry. Please give him a round of applause. Give him a round of applause. It appears this Ahisco club is overshadowing everyone. So later I want to see how the other schools also clap. So maybe you should give us how you clap and let's see. All right, once again, I would like to welcome you all to the maiden edition of our roadshow, the STEM Promotion Roadshow, which will also take place in other regions as we move on. But as you did hear from Larry, we are live on Ghana Television and a number of media stations. Right now, I'd like to introduce our high table, or our guest on our high table. And we're proud to introduce to you our host school head teacher, Miss Evelyn Sabil Nabia. Please give her a round of applause. All right. We also have in our midst the Minister for Information, who is also the Member of Parliament for Ofuase Ayirebi, Honorable Kojo Oponkroma. And of course, our Minister for Education, the man who is running this program with the support, of course, from everybody in this country, the Honorable Dr. Yao Osei Educhumu is also the Member of Parliament for Bosomtwe. Please, a round of applause for him. We want to begin with our opening remarks by our guest, and that's the head teacher for Accra High, Miss Evelyn Sabil Nabia. Please, a round of applause for her.
Thank you very much. It's always heartwarming to have other guests among us in our school except ourselves. The Honorable Minister for Education, Dr. Yao Educhum, the Honorable Minister for Information, Honorable Kojo Opong Nkrumah, our guests from the American Institute for Resource and Human Development, Professor Asamoah, the policy advisor on STEM, all other officers who have accompanied our ministers from the various ministries, our guest sister schools, Aquinas, St. Thomas Aquinas, Laboni, and Kimbu Senior High School, students of Accra High School and staff, media, all protocol duly observed. Accra High School was established in 1923 with just 8 students. Currently, our school has a population of 2,409 students, made up of 1,220 girls and 1,189 boys. We run 7 programs in the school: general arts, general science, visual arts, business, technical, home econs, and our latest baby, STEM. It is noteworthy that the Accra High STEM Center, we are rather called a STEAM Center, for our center is Science, Technology, Engineering, Arts, and Mathematics Center. The current first years we have started the pre-engineering program, which is an aspect of STEM. The program run by Accra High, we have a total of 34 students in this class. However, there are 26 continuing students who are engaged at the STEAM Center weekly. The rest of the student body equally visit the STEM Center at pre-scheduled times. A student doing the pre-engineering program will do all the traditional science subjects, that's biology, chemistry, physics, and elective maths. Then the student will then add pre-engineering as a subject. With this combination, a student reading the pre-engineering course is not disadvantaged when proceeding to the next level after secondary education. In fact, such a student who is pursuing pre-engineering is a student who has more opportunities. Students and staff of Accra High School have benefited from several trainings and programs regarding STEM ever since we started the pre-engineering program. It is equally heartwarming to inform all here gathered that Accra High School STEAM Center has been hosting students from other sister senior high schools and pupils from basic schools within Accra. The center is literally active the whole week, including some weekends. There have been instances where officials from other countries have visited the center. Noted among these international guests are the Minister for STEM of Liberia, officials of education from Sudan in the company of officials of the UNDP, and the World Bank. Honorable Ministers, in the Gospel of Luke, Luke chapter 5, verse 14 to 15, and I quote, "You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it in its stand, and it gives light to everybody in the house." End of quote. I believe it is in this vein that these two powerful ministers in the country have decided to organize the Maiden STEM Roadshow in order to draw the attention of the nation and, in fact, the world to how well Ghana has embraced STEM education. Through this roadshow, the average Ghanaian would appreciate the fact that STEM education is the way to go in this 21st century. Honorable Ministers, all protocol observed. Your choice of Accra High School for this maiden STEM roadshow is apt. As a school, we are celebrating our centenary come November this year, and hence we see this as a prelude to our celebration. I wish to profit on this occasion to thank the President of the Republic, His Excellency Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, for his dream for the 21st century Ghanaian child and for supporting the Minister for Education to make this dream a reality. On this note, on behalf of the Board of Governors, the PTA, staff and students of our school, I welcome in a very special way the Minister for Education, Honorable Dr. Educhum, and the Minister for Information, Honorable Kojo Opon Nkrumah, and the accompanying officials from both ministries and our international guests. All officials from the Ghana Education Service headquarters, the media, and all of us here in gathered. Steam them, teach them, welcome to all our guests. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam. Let's give it up one more time for her. I'm in love with the Hisco part. That's what I wanted to hear. Thank you. All right, so distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, may I now humbly invite the Minister for Information to come up and then give us some remarks. Let's welcome him with a round of applause.
Hello, good afternoon. I can hear you. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. And how are you doing? So, Honorable Minister, Madam Headmistress, officials from the Education Ministry, Information Ministry, Ghana Education Service, and students of all the schools that are here, we're excited that you are joining us for the very first STEM Promotion Roadshow that is kicking off right here from Ahisco. Now, anybody who's followed the history of global developments would know that one of the instruments that determine how far a country can go is the quality of its people. And therefore, human capital development is a matter that is of high significance to a lot of countries. In Ghana, the government of Ghana, and in particular the Akufo-Addo administration, believes in investing in human capital development. And not just investing in human capital development generally, but even specifically paying attention to a number of things, or a number of subsectors like STEM or like STEAM. I'm told you have a new expression here called what? Steam them, teach them, and then teach them. I hear you, I hear you, I hear you. Now, a lot of work has gone on, not just here, but in a number of existing senior high schools to build STEM centers. And then there are a number of totally new STEM senior high schools that this administration has constructed. The purpose of this STEM Promotion Roadshow is to allow the entire country, or give the entire country, education policy shapers, faculty, students, parents, indeed the entire world, an opportunity to see what is being done, to have a deeper understanding, and to interact with this entire STEM and STEAM agenda. So I'm going to cede the platform to the Minister responsible for Education. He will do a little presentation on what the vision, what the agenda is, what we are doing throughout the country, reference to this STEM promotion program, or the STEM program itself. And then I'm going to invite you, the students. This maiden edition is for you, the students. I'm going to invite you to interact with him. You may still have some questions, some feedback. Feel free, be confident, grab a microphone and speak up. The Honorable Minister is with you. Give him feedback on what is going on and ask him questions. When we go to other institutions, we're going to spend time with other stakeholders. For example, we'll spend time with faculty. We're going to bring together faculty, STEM faculty from various institutions, for the minister to have an opportunity to interact with them, get feedback, make inputs into what they are doing. We're also going to spend time at some other institution with education policy makers, for them also to give feedback and inputs into this entire program that is going on there. And then, of course, industry. The minister has been very, very consistent in making the point that industry and academia have to work together, so that the talent that grow is talent that is relevant to industry. So we'll have an opportunity to also sit with industry on and to get their input and to get their feedback as well. I'm sure you're excited about what we are doing. So I want to invite you to pay attention to the screens and see what has gone on here at Accra High School STEM Center. before the Honorable Minister does his presentation. Please.
I'm so happy. As you are all happy, busy with your practical work, this is what we want. Now there is a complete paradigm shift. We have moved away from theoretical learning of STEM to practical way of learning STEM. We are really enjoying what we are doing. We are into robotics. We are into artificial intelligence. We are doing machine learning. For the hands-on activities, it is bonus. All the students are so happy.
So right now we are doing a little bit about basic electronics, trying to prove the law of resistance in basic electronic circuits. Until recently, education was very hard because we didn't have the hands-on experience with regards to the chemicals and then the apparatus. But now with the introduction of STEM learning, we have the opportunity to actually use a lot of the science apparatus which we never really got to. We only learned of. It has also improved practical learning, which makes everything easier. So when we go to the examination hall and there are questions, practical questions, we are able to answer because we've had hands-on experience with everything that is on the question paper, which makes examinations and education go on very smoothly.
It's our first time of doing this, but we find it difficult and even somehow it's the reason why we found it difficult is that it's our first time of doing it. And it shows us that we have something in us that even after speaking we can joke for the thing.
A new program for that matter, it comes with infrastructure, it comes with other equipment. Of course, there's no alternative. One such one is the very beautiful study center that has been built. The applied locations where our science laboratories have been refurbished. Most of our staff and students have benefited from a lot of training regarding STEM. We couldn't have asked for anything less. And we know that in the coming years, coming months, and in the coming days, there are a lot more activities that are going to take place relating to STEM. And in the STEM school, of course, we would also benefit from them. Judging from my own students, the excitement of hands-on activities that they come to the center to be able to experience, it tells you that the Ghanaian child can do more, can learn better when we are training them and teaching them on hands-on activities. I'd like to use this occasion to thank the President of our Republic, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, for this dream and for supporting the Minister of Education to make sure that this dream is a reality.
So please join me to receive the Honorable Minister for Education.
Okay, thank you so much. At the beginning, we had a deal here that we're all going to sit and do the presentation. I saw my colleague stand up, and I said, if the Minister for Information has stood up, then the teacher-in-chief of Ghana has to stand up. Our profession lends itself to standing up to teach and standing up to deliver. I'm so excited to be here this afternoon. A very warm welcome to my colleagues from the United States of America who are visiting the country, and they are part of this big road show. This is an open house. We want the good people of Ghana to see the investment their tax cities are making in the future of this country. The great investment being made by the President of the Republic so that the future of this nation will be bright and brighter than what we find today. I'm so grateful to the headmistress of this school. I call her Her Excellency, the STEM Ambassador. There could be no better ambassador of STEM than a young headmistress of Accra High School. We also have the leader who is leading the fight at the STEM Center. Madam, we are grateful to you for your leadership and for the work that you are doing here. So you can see the ladies are in charge and they are driving the STEM agenda of the Republic of Ghana. We are beginning from Accra High, an existing high school almost 100 years old, where they have embraced STEM and they are leading the charge. In fact, they've graduated from STEM to STEAM, adding the creative arts as part of our STEM agenda. I know that other schools around the country can't wait to become part of this great effort, which is happening at the existing schools. But we have also made a great effort and investment led by the President in building new STEM schools. These are full-fledged, stand-alone schools, beautiful campuses, and if they show some of them here, then my colleagues from America will tell you this is like a community college. But these are the boarding high schools in Ghana. And students go there, they don't have to pay any tuition. It's a novel opportunity to bring about transformation of our nation. The President of the Republic, after assuming office in 2017, fulfilled a major campaign promise that he wanted all Ghanaian youth to have opportunity for secondary education. Until then, since independence in 1957, the poor had to stay in their small corner somewhere if they don't have the money to go to senior high school. It all ended in September 2016 when the government launched free secondary education and ensured that every child anywhere in the country will get the opportunity for secondary education. That was resolving or solving the access question. You know, in education, you have to look at access, quality, and relevance. Ensuring that every child went to senior high school and could have access to TVET education, technical education, STEM education was just the first step of access. Then we have to look at the quality of teaching and learning. STEM, lend itself to critical thinking, where students, through hands-on, minds-on activities, are able to demonstrate what they know. To get rid of rote memorization in this country, there couldn't have been any better approach than STEM or STEAM education. These are the standalone high schools built from scratch as STEM high schools. Each one of them has 12 science labs, in addition to STEM labs, where science activities take place. Teachers are located in their classrooms. They are also housed on the school campus. Students are housed there. They are distributed widely across the country. They live here, study here, learn here, teach here. And that is the new way of transforming education and transforming the fortunes of our great nation called Ghana. More of these schools are under construction. I'm excited about the STEAM High School in Kumasi, where it's a creative arts high school where the students also get to do science and engineering in addition to that. We believe that has the opportunity for major transformation. The Ghanaian child must be prepared to compete with the rest of the world and win. And it begins and ends with STEAM education. When we do the STEM, I always tell people that in America, they talk about STEAM more. They've graduated from STEM. We are yet to graduate from STEM. So we are not jumping to steam, full steam ahead. However, we want to make sure art courses are integrated into our STEM schools so that we'll create well-rounded citizenry and not just those who are just focusing on engineering and other related courses. This is our Creative Arts Senior High School in the city of Kumasi under construction. It's going to receive students from across the length and breadth of Ghana. It's going to be a boarding school, and you have to audition to get into this school. And by September, I've been assured by the Ghana Education Service and Ghana TVS Service working together to ensure that we'll start the operationalization of the school. We'll start recruiting students from across the country. And this is where their future and the future of the country will be molded in the creative arts industry, in other professionals who will do the back end of creative arts and the front end of creative arts, help the nation in our search towards developing that first-class human capital, as the Minister for Information said, something that will put us at the forefront of socio-economic transformation. The world went through the first industrial revolution, the steam engine. We went to the second industrial revolution, electricity came. The third industrial revolution, computer science. And now we are in the fourth industrial revolution, where there's a merger between biological and the electrical, where things are changing. Everything that we know is changing. It's estimated within about 10 years, in some countries, they may lose about 40% of the jobs that we have today. In our nation called Ghana, artificial intelligence is going to change a lot of things. How do we prepare our youth for this future? And that is what the STEM education is about. Beginning from the kindergarten, as you can see from your screens, we are changing the face of education in Ghana. The president has made an investment so that starting from KG, look at the students there, how they are enjoying their tablets, and all the smart boards are in the classroom. And this is public kindergarten, and one of the finest in the world. About 122 of them are being constructed across the country, and we are super excited that will catch them young, we mold them, and allow them to focus and change the course of history of our nation. And know the others who are watching across the length and breadth of the country, and they are talking about, what about my school? I have major challenge with my facility. We understand. That is why, as a nation, we began to make investment so that we can tear down dilapidated schools and in its place build new schools that lend themselves to the way of teaching and learning that we have begun through STEM. In the next few weeks, through the World Bank intervention and the Arab Development Bank's intervention, a number of new schools are going to be built across the country. Some construction has begun, and so if you are watching us from anywhere in this country, understand that we have not neglected our basic schools, even as we reform our secondary schools. If you look at this building, this is a STEM school from KG to high school. This is artistic impression, and it's under construction. This is in Accra. I hope and I know by January, February, we'll open this school. This is going to be one of the finest public schools you see in this country. I know when it is done and completed, parents are going to line up. And we may have to use raffle to determine who gets in. People will be lined up. Across the country, the various reforms that have been introduced under the leadership of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo, I would say, is catching fire. Almost every week, a chief comes to my office asking if there can be a STEM school in their community. Thank God the vision of the president is seen coming to fruition. And as we do more of this, the roadshow becomes important, where not only are we showcasing what we are doing, but also engaging our stakeholders further to ensure that the ideas can be incorporated into what we are already doing. So today I'm excited to share the stage with the most dynamic Minister for Information of the Republic. And with him, we can share more. With him, we can get Ghanaians to understand the vision of the president. And I know that some of you are sitting at your homes and you're saying, politician, you have a short life cycle. What happens to you when you are no longer in government? You are asking that, and that's why the Constitution does not forbid you to vote for me to continue. So the journey has just begun and will continue. Our model junior high schools, STEM focus. You see the images there. So across the country, we want to make sure that the youth who we have here have a better opportunity than we had, so that they will begin to innovate and change the fortunes of this country. Before I take my seat, I'll share with you the story of a young man called Kojo. Kojo had a dream. In the dream, he was fortunate enough to be talking with God. He was lucky. He was speaking with God, and God said, Kojo, you're going to be the best engineer the world has ever known. And he said, no, God, with all due respect, I can't. And God said, I know you. I created you. You're going to be the best in the world. And he said, God, you know, I'm a young man growing up in Ghana. In high school, I'm doing visual arts. Nobody will allow me to become an engineer. For those of you watching from around the world who don't know much about the Ghanaian education system, our high school is so regimented and rigid. If you do general arts, it means you will never be an engineer if you stay in Ghana. Visual arts, you need not apply. They won't allow you, but these are the most innovative minds. Every year we graduate 80,000 of them, and certain universities will not even allow them to come and do economics. So Kojo mentioned that to God, but what Kojo didn't know, that God knew Kojo was going to travel to America. And when he goes to America, nobody will stop him from becoming an engineer because he did visual arts in high school in Ghana. So I have to wait for everybody to go to America just like I got the opportunity to go. No, we can't do that. Therefore, we as a government have created an opportunity for all young people who will not do science in high school for one reason or another to go to selected universities and do a pre-engineering course, an intensive mathematics, physics, and chemistry course work for a year, and when university so certifies, they can move on to do engineering. That is how we boost our engineering numbers. Vietnam is producing over about 100,000 engineers a year, a population of 90 million plus. We are 30 million plus, and we are just doing 6,500, in a good year 7,000, and that is not the Ghana that we want to create. We want to create opportunity for all these young men and women, bright individuals, great youth. Give them the opportunity to blossom, and they will change the course of history of this nation, be a shining example to what is possible in the world, and especially in Africa, and show the way that Africa can do it, and Africa will do it. Thank you for the opportunity.
Very much, the Honorable Minister, for your delivery. The future is here with us. It's no longer the future, we are living it. The Honorable Minister has worked tirelessly since his appointment, very, very diligently, and I'm sure sitting here and watching today's program, he'll look back and say, yes, at least I've worked and ensured that this is a program which was far-fetched, but is now being lived on. Honorable Minister, thank you very, very much. He's someone who is in the office latest by 6:30. He's in the office. You can't beat him to that. And he always leaves very late, working assiduously and tirelessly. Thank you, Honorable Minister. We are most grateful. Let me, with your permission, introduce a number of personalities here in Ghana. We have the Deputy Director General at the Ghana Education Service, Mr. Stephen Owusu. Thank you very much. I want to hear more of that history, that's why. We also have with us the Director, Human Resource at the Ministry of Education, Alhaji Umar Razak. Thank you very much. We also have with us the PTA Chairman, Reverend J.J. Ofori, are here with us. AJ, right, Ofori. From Moria Education, we have Mr. A.P. Singh, He's joined us here. We are most grateful that you came around. All the way from the United States of America, he flew in purposely for today's event, and he's joined us. He's here with us. He's the project director at the U.S. Department of Education, and he's in the person of Professor Fedoline Anunobi. He's joined us all the way from the U.S. Thank you very, very much. So you can see the importance that this project is generating, not only in Ghana, but across the world. Thank you very, very, very much. Now we move on to the Q&A session. We are here because we want to hear from the students who have the hands-on experience, the students who envisage entering into the world. The Honorable Minister has mentioned time and again that education is the tool to ensure the socio-economic transformation of the country. And it is imperative that those who are beginning that process are given the opportunity to ask these questions. So let's begin with the very first person who has a question for the attention of the Honorable Minister. Please mention your name and the school you are from.
Good afternoon. My name is Sirin Mensah from Accra High School. My name is Sirin Mensah from Accra High School. And my question for the Minister of Education is, what is the way forward of students who are pursuing STEM?
Way forward. So she wants to know what is the way forward for students who are pursuing STEM. Thank you. Can we have the next student?
My name is Aisha Bawa, a student of Accra High School. Okay, Honorable Minister, please, during your invention of STEM, what are some of the challenges you experienced or you faced?
My name is Tochukwu Michael from St. Thomas Aquinas Senior High School. I'm offering general science. Honorable Minister, please, I would like to know the role of WAEC in terms of STEM education, as far as STEM education is concerned. Thank you very much.
All right, so let's allow the Honorable Minister to respond to the first three questions, then thereafter you'll be called upon to also ask him your questions. So please, Honorable Minister, please kindly respond.
If the IT guy can show the career pathways of STEM, I think it's part of our presentation to be very useful, so the young ones will be able to know the way forward. Then that's what the first question. Can you show us, IT people,
the career pathways,
after STEM and opportunities that is available? You know, we've structured the STEM program in Ghana in a very unique way, where you're doing your biology, chemistry, and physics, and then your pre-engineering can then lead you to engineering science. You see, engineering science and physics by themselves can lead you to the pursuance of an engineering degree at Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, for example. So when you do this, biomedical is ahead of you, medical science ahead of you. There are so many opportunities that you have. But you know, the interesting thing is that if you go ahead to do medicine, now, the role of robotics in medicine has become very profound. So you are going to be trained as a 21st century medical doctor. So we are now working with the universities. We are making them aware that these students who are coming to them are going to be very different. So if they get to the university should be ready for them. And that is why we are now working with WAEC. We are working with NACA, National Center for Curriculum and Assessment, and also we are now having a dialogue with selected universities where they can create an accelerated program at the universities for students who are going to do all set of courses, so that there will be a way for them to get some waivers when they get to the university and don't have to spend 4 years and repeating some of the things that they've already done. Now, the pathways include agric science. You know now robotics are being used in agriculture in a very unique way. Aviation and aerospace science, biomedical science, engineering, and of course we have the creative arts, global studies, manufacturing. All these together form what we have called in Ghana the STEM curriculum. West African Examination Council, for those of you who are watching and may not know much about our education system, they are the ones who administer our external or exit exams after high school and also after junior high school. Their role in this is critical. Interestingly, today I was speaking at a WAEC event where I mentioned this, that they have to get ready to examine the students differently in terms of those who are pursuing robotics, artificial intelligence, machine learning. These are different from the kind of exams they've administered over the years. So yes, WAEC is getting ready to work with the Ministry of Education and universities to make sure we have a different kind of assessment for the students who are going to pursue this. If you look at aviation and aerospace science, for example, there's a school in the Ashanti region that has done some wonderful things. This is a girls' high school. If the video is there, you can show for the nation to see. Efiakobi Girls High School has given us a reason to expand aviation and aerospace education to our high schools. Next year, 10 high schools will be involved in that. We've made contact with Duval High School in Maryland, USA, and we're going to have a partnership with them. They are doing similar things, developing unmanned aircraft, and a whole lot of things, which will be the wave of the future for Ghanaian youth. And consequently, the role of the examining authority is also very important, because you cannot just write an essay and pass your aviation class. You have to design something and show it to the examiner or a panel of experts for them to know you truly understand what you are talking about. So it's a very profound and interesting question. Now let's watch this.
And then there was a question about challenges, the major challenges.
Just be patient with us. Go 1 mile and come back, 1 mile radius, and then come back to land. Built by some young ladies at a girls' high school in the Ashanti region of Ghana. Next academic year, 10 other schools are going to join them. They have to run away. So this is truly exciting. I think there was a question about challenges. Like any new thing, you're going to have some challenge. At Accra High School, it took us a few days and weeks to get a class together, explaining to them what STEM education is about. Getting the headmistress to come on board, and now the headmistress is the ambassador for STEM. Initially, I said, my sister, what are you doing? And then now she is into it. It's also, it comes with the training. You have to train the teachers, train the head of the school. If the head of the school doesn't embrace it, you've lost the war. You've lost it. So now she's going to be the trainer of other headmistresses and headmasters, because she's now full steam ahead, embracing STEM and graduating us to STEAM and showing the way, madam. We are very grateful. So challenges, yes, training, capacity for the adults and students, counseling. So now we are going to junior high school. You see, junior high school students are coming to this center at Accra High. You come here and they are here. Those students are going to be the pipeline from KG all the way to high school to the university. So Ghana is in fact creating a STEM pipeline. And that pipeline will continue to move. And that is how you get the STEM professionals that the country will need, because they move on to industry. And then we have a more relevant education system. Did I answer all your questions? Way forward, challenges? Why? Yes.
But before we take the next set of questions, I just want to make 2 quick points. First, on the career pathways that you just showed. And to the students who are here, this is also a cue to you. This is now spend some time just researching these various, examining how they tickle your fancy. Some of you read aviation and manufacturing and other things. You will then notice how they begin to tickle your fancy, and then even your exploration of the entire STEM or STEAM space is directed into some of these specific areas. That's number one. About challenges in every man and them will come across challenges. And Minister, I just want to go back very briefly. The Kufuor administration, pushed forward heavily with the capitation grant and the school feeding program as part of the bigger exercise of investing in human capital development. But it was not without challenges. But challenges don't make you stop. Challenges push you to a point where you bring your best to bear and see how to turn around that curve. And today, the Akufo-Addo administration has added on to that free senior high school and STEM and STEAM. It's not that they don't have problems. They do have their own set of challenges, but we were designed to overcome challenges and keep surging forward. So to you, the students who are here, make it a point to research some more about some of these career options, and also build it at the back of your mind that despite challenges, we were built to overcome challenges. There may be challenges in the STEM course itself that you are doing. There may be challenges with the bigger enterprise, but we were built to overcome challenges, and we should explore how we quickly overcome them. So we can take the next batch. Come up. Please come up.
I go by the name Dachumo Eric Achu, representing the Great St. Thomas Aquinas SHS, and I'm offering science. So, Honorable Minister, from your submission, you talked about creating opportunities for the youth. So, I want to know what the Ministry of Education is doing to promote the study of science among the various students in the schools. What are they doing to corroborate the study of science among these individuals, and how are they going to motivate the students or counsel them when they are studying those courses? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Coming up, the next students.
Good afternoon. My name is Benes Dovison, and I'm a student of Laboni Senior High School. I am a general science student, and I'm in the year 3. I would like to know, at a point in your presentation to us, I was very intrigued. I would like to know what the auditions that will be held during the admission process will entail, especially for students who are not privileged to be coming from a junior high school that is STEM inclined, before they will be able to be admitted into such a senior high school. What would they need to have, or what would they need to possess? Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. My name is Benedict Osei-Bonsu from Laboni Senior High. And Honorable Minister, I would like to know if these prospects being spoken of are going to be available here in Ghana rather than abroad. Thank you.
Thank you. We are already living it anyway. Honorable Minister, can you please respond to the students?
Thank you. I'll take the last question. It's here. I'm sure you're a guest of Accra. Accra High students are living this.
Please come for it.
Maybe you are reminding me that I should be looking at your school, right? Yeah, so thank you. You are indirectly saying, can we have the same thing in our school? So I hear you, and we're going to work on that. So you want to take this question first? Or you can wait for us? Okay, you wait at the mic. Okay, good. So I think I mentioned something about that applied to the creative arts school and not the STEM. In the creative arts school, they have to audition. You have to have your portfolio. You have to come there. If you say you are coming to do music, what have you done? Because it's going to be very competitive. Only one school for the whole country. So it's going to be very competitive, and that's why the audition will come in. They'll go around the country, though, to do the recruitment. So if you're in Tamale and you want to be part of the Creative Arts High School, you don't have to come to Kumasi to audition. So they will be going around the country to audition and also give the opportunity to our students to go to the Creative Arts High School. In terms of promotion of science, in a number of schools, existing high schools, we are giving them new science labs. If we can show that on the screen, it will be very helpful for people to know that apart from the new STEM high schools, existing high schools are getting a science makeover. where you go and we have a beautiful science lab constructed. It's not everywhere yet, but it's coming to a school near you, or maybe coming to your school. And also, we are giving free textbooks to all science students. You know, we have a goal of making sure that 60% of our university students will be in the STEM-related field. Yeah, these are the science labs that the president has made it possible for us to build across the country. More beautiful than some university science labs. This is, I think, the one at Okuapimai Senior High School. A number of high schools have gotten new science labs. It's making teaching and learning of science more attractive. In addition, we're also building STEM. You see, there are some here. This is Wesley Girls Senior High School, where we built 6 science labs for them. We want a majority of the students to pursue science at the school. So if it's not in your school yet, know that it will be coming. This is our Flower Community Senior High School, and they also have their science lab, and they were having fun washing their hands and engaging in science lab activities. So it's a new dawn in the Ghanaian education space, and more is happening. And that's why I'm super excited that we have the Minister of Information championing the communication so that the country will know that something different is happening throughout the length and breadth of our nation. Counseling, we see that as a very critical component of what we are doing. Not everybody is coming from a home where they may have an engineer mom or educated dad or wherever. So now we want to make sure junior high schools have students get adequate counseling, and high school students likewise, so that they will take advantage of the opportunities that have been presented to them. In fact, in some of the new STEM schools, they have smart boards. They call it avocado board. And there's a testimony of a young woman who talks about her excitement. I think the video went viral, and if the country will see it today, it will be very helpful for them to see that the excitement that these children are expressing. Yeah, that is the young lady whose video went viral.
Who has a lot of equipment. Everything about this school is just more than I feel very blessed. I feel very privileged being in this school because this school has a lot of equipment. Everything about this school is just more than superb. I don't even feel like going to the house anyways. I always want to be in this school to be able to learn. Everything here is just good. Just don't feel like going home. My alma mater, which is University Junior High School, even though it was a big school, we're not having such kind of facilities or equipment, but being in this school, it makes everything easier. From my school, if you're able to search for anything that is virtual or anything that is visual, meaning the ICT, the teacher has to use the phone, go around with it, but here just can sit at the back and just view everything that is being shown from there. I'm very excited.
So you see the excitement expressed by a student. That makes the job worthwhile, that we need to pursue this agenda to the finish. Thank you.
Ask your question. Please limit it to just one.
My name is Stephen Kwame Olusu, the head boys prefect for Accra High School. Honorable Minister, I believe that under the Akufo-Addo's administration, the best thing that has happened to us is STEM education. Honorable Minister, my question is, what is the future policy the current government is making to secure the future of STEM education in the country? Thank you.
Next student, please.
Good afternoon, Honorable Minister. Thank you very much for this opportunity. My name is Benis Ivinyope from Kimbu Senior High School, a general arts student. My question is, as a general arts student, I want to ask you that pursuing or learning STEM education, how far can the STEM education take me in terms of my education and my life ahead of? Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, Honorable Minister. I go by the name Michael Edem from Kimbu Senior High Technical School. Please, my question is, I want to ask how the innovations made by our fellow students are being considered in the technological development of the country.
Thank you very much. Can we have the last student?
My name is Sirin Klenam Mensa. I'm an Accra High student and journal art. I'm here to commend the Honorable Minister for Education for how far he has taken the Ghanaian education, and I'm here to thank him, and God bless you.
Wow. So, Honorable Minister gets in commendation from one of the students.
Wow. I thought politics was a thankless job, not knowing that you can get the youth to appreciate the government and appreciate you in the political space. This is what gives us the energy to move on and do more for our nation. So I'm very grateful to you for just getting up to commend me and to give me more energy to do more for our dear nation, Ghana. There was a question about general students and your future. I've mentioned that so far as you feel so inclined and you want to move in the STEM field, even if you don't get the opportunity in the high school, or those watching who may not have STEM programs in your high school, understand that you have this opportunity to pursue STEM at Kumasi Technical University, at Pentecost University, at University of Mines and Technology at Takwa, and a host of other universities are coming on stream where they are offering you an opportunity to change your mind, so to speak. You have a 1-year intensive pre-engineering program, and from there you have the field of engineering wide open, whether it's geological engineering, computer engineering, aviation, whatever field in engineering you want to pursue, the opportunity will be extended to you to pursue that. So generals, if you want to change your mind, feel free to do so. There was also a question about securing the future of this country. It got me thinking. We've been independent for over 60 years now. No doubt the nation have made great strides. Various presidents have done their bit, have done their part, and I think the Minister for Information articulated that. We are in a different era, the 4th Industrial Revolution, and here comes a president who is thinking about the 4th Industrial Revolution and the role of Ghana in that process. And this is where securing the future begins. We secure the future of the nation through STEM education. And not only the education, but the commercialization of the ideas that come out of our schools. And that's why I'm so excited that we have a skill development fund that is going to be officially launched, where funds will be made available to individuals and to small companies that are commercializing some of the inventions coming out of our high schools. That is where the future of the country becomes secure, and that is how we secure the future of our nation. Understand, our youth, that we need to have a growth mindset. Fixed mindset, discard it. Got to be an individual who believes that everything is possible. Once you know everything is possible, it's just about how do I do it. So understand that growth mindset is what you need to have. And then forget about a fixed mindset, that sense, because I'm this, I cannot be that. Because I grew up in this part of town, I will never be this person. No, understand. If the former Secretary General of the United Nations grew up in Ghana, you too can be somebody. You too can grow up to become a great individual. So growth mindset is what we need to have, and the future of our nation will be secure. You see the TVET space and how it means the STEM areas. And I think it's important that we see TVET from a different perspective for innovation purposes and not just being trained to use an equipment.
Minister, I think we are very, very, very grateful for the time that you have had today to be here. As we mentioned, we're not ending here. Today is just the very maiden edition of the STEM Promotion Roadshow. We're going to visit a number of institutions across the country. Minister, you were telling me earlier that in all about, 20 STEM centers are being built?
Yes. In existing high schools, they're going to get what Accra High
And then there are a number of new ones.
New ones, 10 of them.
10 new ones.
10 of them across the country. In addition to 3 mid-sized schools just built for girls. Girls STEM High School. One has been operationalized, and that is where the young lady was talking about the excitement of using the avocado board.
Yeah.
That is Bosomtwe STEM High School. It's in my constituency. And then we have 2 other ones. One in Greater Accra and one at the Kumasi Girls School. Those are STEM Girls High School being funded by Kuwait Fund. And when those schools come online, we're going to have all girls STEM high schools. And it's going to be a new dawn in Ghanaian transformation.
Yeah, so we're going to be visiting a number of these institutions. As I mentioned earlier, maybe at Bosomtwe or somewhere else, we'll spend time with faculty. At some other institution, we'll spend time with industry. So, for example, the question about what happens to some of these innovations. Industry is being brought on board to pay some more attention, funding through the SDF, etc., being made available so that some of these innovations that are being put up will also find commercial expression. And then there was a final question there about where can this take me, even beyond the career pathways that you outlined. You become a solution provider on your own. You become somebody who has the ability to, with your knowledge and your hands, create and solve all sorts of things that may come around us. And so, Minister, for us from the Information Ministry, we're excited to be part of this, and we look forward to going across the country with you and showcasing to the country what is going on with STEM and STEAM. You said it's what? STEAM them, teach them, and then teach them, STEAM them. Minister, we thank you.
Thank you so much.
Just a quick introduction. We have with us Mr. Aaron Akwaba, Director, Strategy and Innovation at the Ministry of Education here with us, as well as Hajia Fatima Hai. She's the coordinator for this GEOP, Ghana Education Outcomes Project. I wanted to make it GEOP, but then I have to make it info. For those who don't know what GEOP is, the Ghana Education Outcomes Project. Thank you very much. Please be informed that next week, on the 3rd of July, there's going to be the launch of the 2nd edition of STEM Innovation. I hope most of you are following, where senior high schools come together and then they showcase what they've done in terms of STEM. So you're all invited. The launch is at the Accra Technical Training Center at Kokomemle. So you're all invited. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we will take the final remarks from the Honorable Minister. Honorable, please.
Thank you for a very wonderful opportunity. My appreciation goes to the Minister for Information. This partnership is what the President mandated us to do. And of course, as Minister for Information, he took the lead. And he will come and say, Minister for Education, when are we starting the roadshow? Mr. Minister, we are here today. The journey has begun. We're going to go around the country showcasing what STEM is about, engaging other stakeholders for them to understand that the way to our future, the great future for this nation, lies on the road of STEM. And that is what this nation is going to be about. I'm sure we did free senior high school, and the nation was happy for it. But STEM has become something with great excitement for our country. And I believe the better future we envisage for our nation is what is beginning today. So I'm grateful to Accra High, a wonderful, nice greeting that no school has. You clap and say, Ahisco, right? And if they don't like you, they dim the voice. I saw it. Some schools' names were introduced and then the voice went down. And then when the headmistress' name was mentioned, then the voice went through the roof. So I have enjoyed Accra High School, and we'll come back and fully commission your library. We built a new library for you. The world needs to know that Accra High is the place to be. You are seeing great innovation. So Aquinas is here and Kimbo is here, and I know I will be getting a visit from the headmasters of those 2 schools. We are ready to work with you to ensure that opportunity will be extended to you so that together we can build a great nation. Our better days are ahead of us and not behind us, and that journey has begun. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you very much. So we wish to say a big thank you to everyone, those here in present, those who joined us live. We were on Ghana Television, they streamed live, and a number of other stations. We say a big thank you to every single one of the media houses. We are most grateful. As the Honorable Minister for Information stated, this is just the first. There are other roadshows planned ahead. And we hope you will stay tuned for further information and join us at the next session when we come to you. We'll have a group photograph.
Indeed. So we're just bringing you there the STEM Promotion Roadshow, which is put together by the Ministry of Education with support from the Ministry of Information. The government is showcasing what it has done and what it intends to do in the STEM sector, which appears to be one of the key interest areas for the Minister of Education, Dr. Yao Seduchum, who is also a Member of Parliament for Bosomtwe. We've been bringing you that live coverage from the Accra High School, where the launch of the roadshow has been done, supported by the Minister of Information, Kojo Opon-Nkrumah, who is MP for Fasing Ayerebi. My name is Umar Rusanda, and we are grateful that you stayed with us to watch this program. More programming coming up next when you watch Citi TV. It's your world.